Shirley Senarighi, a volunteer with the County Civility Project. The topic of this video is paying attention, one of the 9 tools of civility in the Speak Your Piece program. Speak Your Piece was originally developed by the Duluth Superior Civility Project and the work of P.M. Forney, professor at Johns Hopkins University, and it's been shared with civility projects across the nation. This video on paying attention can be used independently as a discussion starter with your family or organization. However, because the tools are interrelated, we encourage you to watch all 9 videos related to Speak Your Piece tools. So, what does pay attention mean? Didn't we all get told to pay attention a zillion times while we were growing up? Well, for me, paying attention means I try to focus on the group or person I'm communicating with. I try to stick to the issue being considered in a thoughtful manner. It means I try to stay informed about what's occurring with the organization in which I'm a member. It means I take the time to consider the whole picture and recognize how issues are really connected. It means I'm open to new perspectives and trying to be objective. We encourage people to look at attention in 2 ways, both inwardly and outwardly. Inward means paying attention to what's going on within oneself. For me, it's when I notice my own feelings and I pause, I stop to think and maybe take a few breaths before I speak or act. My words and actions come out more as I intend them to when I do that, when I pause, collect my thoughts, and then I speak. Outward attention means being thoughtful to others and noticing how they might be feeling, and if in a group, paying attention to the dynamics of the group I'm with. It means paying attention to the activities and the major decisions of the groups I belong to, the community in which I live. It's being present in the here and now in conversations with others. Not paying attention can end up being problematic not only for you but to those around you. So what does paying attention look like, sound like, feel like? Well, it looks like, in one way, appropriate eye contact, attentive body language, staying on task. There are some cultural differences to be aware of in reference to eye contact, however. Western cultures usually expect eye contact and they think that it's appropriate and it's effective, respectful social interaction. They consider it an important way of showing interest and engagement. However, we need to be sensitive to cultural differences on this because some cultures have gender rules concerning eye contact. Asian cultures often consider direct eye contact with superiors to be a sign of disrespect rather than respect. In many Latin American and some African cultures, intense eye contact can be seen as aggressive and confrontational and disrespectful. So if you want to have positive interaction, it helps to be aware of cultural differences. Nonverbal communication is a vital part of understanding communication. Some estimates suggest that speech or actual words only make up about 20 to 30% of communication, and the rest of the information that's conveyed comes non-verbally through eye contact, tone of voice, facial expressions, the gestures we use, how we stand, and how we use space. If you're alert to some of the typical signs and signals of people not being engaged in a conversation with you, then you might be better able to engage them when you need to. Some nonverbal signs and signals of disengagement might include heads down, not looking at you, eyes that are glazed or staring at something other than the person they're having the conversation with, hands picking at clothes, fiddling with pens, checking the watch, all those little things. Some folks are writing and doodling rather than engaging in the conversation. It's how people sit in the chair, heads down, arms folded, those kinds of things. If you notice that the people you're engaged with or wanting to be engaged with are using some of those gestures and the body language of disengagement, you might try to bring them back into the conversation by asking them about it, asking them a direct conversation. And while that's all going on, making sure that your own body language is saying what you want it to. Things to think about in regards to your own body language and keeping it reflecting positive interaction might be your posture. Are you standing tall? Are your shoulders back? Maybe not stiff like a statue, but are you engaged with your posture? Your eye contact. Is it solid, smiling, interested? Gestures. Are they purposeful? Are they deliberate? And then what is your speech? Is it slow? Is it clear? What's your tone of voice? Moderate? Low? Too loud? As with eye contact, it's important to know that there are a lot of cultural differences in the use of body language, and we should check that our own interpretation of someone else's body language is really correct. We can ask them about it, we can get to know them better, and just understand that. I'd like to talk about cell phones for a minute. Cell phones, as wonderful as they are in some cases, can really be a distractor. Do you let your cell phone get in the way of paying attention to those that you're with? Sherry Turkle, in a book called Reclaiming the Conversation, The Power of Digital Talk, says this about cell phones. What cell phones do in-person conversation is a problem. Studies show that the mere presence of a phone on the table, even a phone turned off, changes what people talk about. If we think we might be interrupted, we keep the conversation light on topics of little controversy, of little consequence. And conversations with cell phones on the landscape block empathetic connection. If two people are speaking and there's a phone nearby, each one feels less connected to the other than when there is no phone there at all. Even a silent phone can be a distractor. Sherry Turkle shares much to consider. Where do you keep your cell phone when having those important conversations? Paying attention also sounds like taking turns to talk and not dominating the conversation. It's actively contributing to the conversation by sharing ideas and actively participating in an activity. It's staying on topic rather than straying off. Acknowledgement matters. When attention is paid, you likely feel respected, you feel supported, and you end up having meaningful conversations. This quote might be a good summary of paying attention or mindfulness. It goes this way. Mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. I'd like to leave you with these things to think about. How do you show someone that you're mindfully paying attention to them? What expressions do you use? What nonverbal behaviors do you show? What follow-up or clarifying questions might you ask to show that you're really interested in understanding? For more information about the Door County Civility Project, or to I'll just start with that last part. For more information about the Door County Civility Project, or to schedule a workshop on the Speak Your Piece program, visit our website at doorcountycivilityproject.org, and please visit our Facebook page. Thank you.